Beginning with the end in mind, we're going to be making this really cool skaters on the pond. Let's start with the background. When you start working on your background today, I was thinking, obviously putting your name on your paper so we know whose is whose. And I started off by folding the paper in half so I knew where the middle was. I'm going to use half of the paper for the pond and half of the paper for the sky. So starting out with some white paint, I'm going to draw the arc and paint the arc for the center of my frozen pond. Now that I've got that painted white, I'm going to start with the sky and start making it look like some winter sky at night. So I'm using some white chalk to add on some, to make the color a little bit lighter that I'm going to be placing in. And just taking my chalks and starting to let the color mix with the chalk. I'm going to go ahead and continue putting different colors into that night sky, into my paper. Now that I've got some chalk put onto my paper, I'm going to use a finger or a couple different fingers so that all the colors don't mix. Using different fingers to start spreading the chalks and making it look like stars into my night sky. The white kind of makes it look like it's shimmering or glimmering and shining. So it just kind of divides that up and it gives me a really cool effect using chalks onto my night sky. Now, if you have any extra time and want to put a few snowflakes with your white chalk, that might be kind of fun too. Now that you've got your sky done, I'm going to start adding in a few trees into the background, kind of making it look like, like obviously this is some things that you would see on the ground, not in the pond. So I just kind of want to make it look like that because your pond might remind you a little bit of your sky, which it's supposed to be doing. If you have some time and instead of doing trees, you can also add on a few houses with some oil pastels, different colored pastels. But, making it look like the town or the park or something that's going on in the city. So I just thought of that myself right now as I was thinking, oh, it'd be kind of cool if I added some things into my houses into the background. That'd be kind of cool. I wish I would have done that. At any rate, you'll notice that I grabbed a skinny paintbrush. The skinny paintbrush can be used then to make it look like the snow has fallen and collected on some of the trees. When you do your snow, don't add too much. You'll notice that I got the skinniest brush possible and I'm just drawing or painting rather with a little bit of white paint to give it look like snow has fallen and landed in the trees. So I'm going to go ahead and continue doing that now. There, now that I have my background done, I'm going to move into the pond, making it look like it's reflecting from the sky onto the pond. You know, when you think about water does have a reflection. So when you think about a reflection, whatever color I did in the sky, I'm trying to use some of the same colors of chalk into the pond that I used from up above in the sky. A reflection, making the same repeated pattern that I've done up above. Now that I've repeated the colors from the top in the sky down to the colors down into the bottom of the pond, I'll now go ahead and add some blue chalk to make it look like water reflecting from what you saw up above, filling in the extra space with blue. What's so nice about chalk is that it's going to allow me to blend and mix my colors for the bottom of my project. As I'm blending the colors into the paper, I can see it looks like a reflection into the pond. Now that I've got the colors put on, I will alternate my fingers, or you can use a towel to start spreading the colors into the paper so that it looks like a reflection. Now that I've got my pond done compared to the top, I think I'm going to be ready to start making it look like a skater has skated onto this pond. I'm using a white chalk pastel and drawing curvy lines that I can use into the bottom to make it look like a pond. Now, moving on to the people. Now, go ahead and grab some of the scrap construction paper that you'll see on the supply table. When you take your piece of paper, these are just some basic ideas to get you started. I'm just folding my paper so that one side of my shirt is the same as the other. It kind of reminds me of when we made a scarecrow earlier in the year. It almost looks like a bubble letter T. I'm going to do the same thing for the pants. Looking at my paper, here's my shirt. My pants can fit that shirt by sketching in from the bottom of my sweater. Once you've sketched it, cut it out, Open it up and you've got a nice beginning to the body of a person that's skating. You'll also find some paper over there that can be used for a head. You'll notice that it's not quite white. You'll find some manila or brown construction paper that you can use for facial features of your person. Now, when you do the hat, you can do it any way that you want to. I just started, just having fun making my people. These are just some basic outline sketches of what you could do for your project. Now that I've got an overall basic body shape to get started, I'm going to take my glue and start gluing that down onto my paper. Once I've glued it down, my shirt and my pants, my head and my hat, I looked at this and I thought, oh, maybe I'll make it look like the person is skating. One of its legs is bent. So you can bend your paper. You can decorate your paper with oil pastels. You can add anything onto your project that you might want to make it look like a skater. I know I had fun just being creative and designing and decorating my skaters on this assignment. So I hope you use this for ideas, but by all means, feel free to do any kind of designs that you want for your person. Using oil pastels, I'm going to go ahead and add on some designs for the clothes, a smile, some mittens, some boots, and anything else that I want to create my person.